it all started with wanting to grow my own food. Well, at least some of the food. So I started doing some windowsill gardening with lead Kratky, and I decided, well, let me start some seed starts and see if I can do that as well, using mason jars on my windowsill. And then came my first AeroGarden. A lovely Amazon purchase that, of course, did the ultimate thing of spawning two AeroGardens. The two AeroGardens grew beautifully, lots of lovely stuff, all the time salad greens, mustards, and then we got the 3D printer involved, and we started printing our own AeroGarden net cups. After that, of course, we had some more things. Kratky opened our eyes up to using any container whatsoever, as long as there was water and nutrient. The plants kept growing. The AeroGardens just kept giving us bounties of harvest. So we decided, let's add some more. So we got some grow lights off of Amazon, and we started building a little propagation station. And then we got a grow tent, thinking the more light, the more better. And 5-gallon buckets, because the bigger the container, the better. And of course, more Kratky jars, because you can never have enough of those. And the AeroGardens and the Kratky lived beautifully together until, of course, we expanded further and got a shelving unit for the grow tent and the Kratkys and the AeroGardens. And then we started thinking, well, if what we like is okay, let's try what we don't know. So the seeds came in. So in comes another AeroGarden clone, so we needed more shelving units. And so it went. We were still sprouting greens to feed into the system and to have some lovely greens on the side of our meals. And still, things continued to grow. One of the latest AeroGarden clones went way up high, so we were able to grow tremendously large plants. The major idea here is to grow the most in the least space, because we are apartment gardeners.
See, they've gotten pretty tall, about as tall as the light will go. We're pretty much at the end of the run. We've been picking on these for meals and snacks and leaves to wrap up stuff in. The leaves are pretty nice, firm. We got some browning in here from where we pulled stuff out. Some of these are radish based, so they have a nice wasabi flavor to them. Kind of a nice zing. This is mostly Fenugreek right now. I did started Fenugreeks back in my propagation tray. There's always a orphaned basil, which I've propagated from a cutting that now has some roots. On top here is the newest addition to my Aero clone fleet. This is going to be dill and anise. The anise isn't quite going as fast as I thought. The dill is, after 5 days, starting to pick up. Here again, we have some basil cuttings in the back. These are different basil plants that I've cut off of a grow tent version basil, which you'll see in a few minutes. And you can tell that the roots on these have a little bit of grow put on them. So yeah, a cutting cut vertically into the stem, and this is about maybe 12, 13 days of root growth. And this will stay in here. Oh, okay, it's better propagated, and we'll give it its own home. Down here, some more of the Fenugreek crop. These are in individual bottles. My low-tech Kratky system. When these get big enough, they are going to get transferred over into their own things and do some thinning. Some of these are just about to hit the bottom of the light, so they're about ready to get a new home. This is my original first AeroGarden. It's got some basil, some fenugreek, and miscellaneous. Not quite sure what that. Oh yeah, that was another basil. So those are going pretty good. For the next round, we have a bunch of salad and radish greens. Now they're starting up. These I'll eat as they are, and I'll use the best of them to start planting in the systems. So one of these will most likely start coming into here, and then this will grow into this. But for right now, this is being consumed in my mouth. And I'm using a sprouting tray with a little reservoir underneath. You can see the roots. Nice big white fluffy roots. Again, mostly radish and salad greens, kind of a mixed veggies, mixed lettuce. Some more of my basil cuttings experimentation. This is about 5 days old. Yes, and I crashed them right into the top of that. Some of these roots are coming in. These were kind of done late at night, harried one day. So, not sure where they're going. Some more of the dill. Made a little propagation tray, kind of a holding tray to see how these go. And then this is a kind of experimental sprouting tray I'm using to see if I can get faster seed propagation. This is really good, but you need a lot of seed to really cover the space. I'm looking for something where I only have a few dozen seeds I want to propagate, germinate, and let grow. And now, the newest addition. This is the grow bucket, or the space bucket as the kids call them. It is 2 5-gallon containers. Bottom one has nutrient and holes for the plants to come in. The top one, so the plants come in the bottom one. Top one has some lights. It's all foil wrap so the light goes buzzing around. And hopefully these plants will grow. So far the heat is not so bad. And here we got some supplies. We got water, some more sprouting trays, some more of the handmade propagators. And there goes my voice. Okay, let's see who is still sitting up in the window gallery. Howdy. Window gallery. We have a kale that's been around forever. It's doing really, really well. It was in the greenhouse. It is now outside. Not the greenhouse, the grow tent. This is a purple basil that is just on the last legs. This is going to be harvested soon. And this basil, doing really well, except for the parts that are touching the window. The temperature here is negative 51 with wind chill. So anything by the window, I'm guessing, may or may not live. And now you may be saying, this is amazing, you're doing great. And I'm going to say, well, here's my mistakes. Boop. This is a rosemary plant. It was gotten a very long time ago from a store. One of my original Kratky jars. It's got to be at least 6 months old. Yeah, I'm just trying it out. It's going to be herbs. So now, let's come on down to the grow tent. Yep. And let's see what's happening inside here. So we have 100-watt Viva Sun grow light and a lovely Cool Grows grow tent with a fan to keep the temperature down. And of course, the obligatory cam to do time lapses. So here's our basil. Very nice and big. These are sitting in 2.5-gallon water canisters I picked up. These are some green onions I salvaged from stuff we bought to make food out of. Put the roots in this. A couple weeks later, they're about ready to get harvested and let some new plant growth grow. Another fenugreek, and I think that's about ready. Yeah, that's bolting. That's about ready to go. And this has been around for months. It is a mung bean seed that I sprouted, and I let this one go way longer than I wanted to. And now it's just I'm keeping it going. So every once in a while I will refill. It's just in a mason jar. And yeah, it just keeps going. If ever I get mung beans out of it, I will be shocked and surprised. We got a little growth coming in here. Yeah, always surprising. And again, more supplies. This is where to keep all the net cups and the sponges. Another set of grow lights, which is going to go underneath another shelf. A 3D printed hydroponic system, which I will put together someday. Yeah. So this shelf down here, this is going to get converted to become another lighted area. See, these shelves here all have grow lights under them. This shelf here with the Fenogeek also has some grow lights I kind of secured up here. Eventually I'll do these bottom two shelves. The problem with those is I don't bend so easy, so things down below, not such a big fan of. So that is a tour of the current setup.